Hi, my name is Shawn in case you don't know, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my June book haul and wrap up. I've lost track of what month it is, but I think it's almost the end of June, so I think it's time for this wrap up. I think it's like June. I don't know what day of June, I just feel like it's the end of June, you know? Also, I'm still trying to find my best filming spot for my apartment. You're just gonna see me in random spots, and it's probably not gonna look great until I figure this all out. Also, can I just say I started a new POTS medication, and it's making my cheeks and face feel so weird. Like, imagine the feeling of stepping in from heat into coldness, or coldness into heat. That's more accurate. Coldness into heat, like jumping from a swimming pool into a hot tub, and then the feeling you get. But like, take out the feeling of the heat or the cold and just the sensation. That is what my face feels like right now. I don't know, I need to talk to my doctor and see if that's normal and if that's a bad side effect. Anyways, let's get into the content of today's video. Today I will be talking about the books that I read in June. The first book that I read this month was The Giver by Lois Lowry. I hope I said her name right. I always feel like I'm saying her name wrong, and I don't know why. But that was my third or fourth time rereading that book, and I had to read it for my class. It is a fantastic book. I'm not a huge fan of the sequels, which I read this year, but the first book, The Giver, is amazing. I feel like everyone knows what The Giver is about, but in case you don't, The Giver is a dystopian society in which memories, like painful memories and stuff, have been taken away from the people in the society, and yeah, it is a very fascinating society, and I've studied it twice for school so far, and it's just a really fun read. The next book that I read this month was Dragon Pearl by Yoon-Ha Lee. Dragon Pearl is an amazing story. It's part of Rick Riordan Presents, which I'm a little confused how to like classify it, but in my brain I understand what Rick Riordan Presents is. So Rick Riordan Presents is basically Rick Riordan has this like publishing company thing, and he's giving a platform for authors of color to write books. And I will be doing a haul later in this video, and I actually bought another one of the Rick Riordan books. But Dragon Pearl I gave 4 stars. Oh, The Giver I gave 5 stars. I almost forgot that. But Dragon Pearl I gave 4 stars. It was absolutely amazing. It was a little slow in the middle, but there's a non-binary character in it that I absolutely love. They're just so amazing. And it is Korean mythology, and it's set in space. And yeah, it's like Percy Jackson meets Star Wars meets A Wrinkle in Time, plus lots of representation in it, and it is amazing. The third book I read this month was Akata Witch by Ndendi Okorafor. Akata Witch I gave 5 stars. It is one of my new favorite books of all time. It is absolutely amazing. It's like Harry Potter, but it's set in Nigeria, and the main character is albino. And it's a little more like graphic than Harry Potter, but it is amazing. I highly recommend that everyone go read it. Now onto the books that I actually physically have here with me. Since I moved into my apartment and I moved in the middle of June, not all of the books that I read this month are at my apartment, so yeah. The first one that I have here with me that I read is Rebel by Marie Lu. Rebel is the 4th book in the Legend series. I am going to be releasing a video review on Rebel next Tuesday, because every Tuesday I upload a book video. I'm not going to spoil anything about my thoughts in it, but I will say that it was better than I thought it would be. Next up is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I'm not going to say the author's name on my channel because I do not want to, I don't know, encourage support for the author because she's transphobic and she supports conversion therapy, so F her. But anyways, Harry Potter was a reread for me. I gave it 5 stars because I absolutely love the Harry Potter series, and it's helped me through some of the hardest times in my life. I also had to read this one for my class, but I can't support the author, so I'm like, I don't know what to do, okay? I can't just like take Harry Potter out of my life because it brings me so much joy, and it's part of the reason I'm still here today. But like, the author is absolute garbage, but the book is good. So yeah, that's that. Also, I'm slowly gonna reread the series, maybe, I don't know. But as I'm rereading, I'm focusing on Lee Jordan and really remembering the spots that he was in. He was in here a few times. Like, he was at the Quidditch match and he had a tarantula, and it's just, I love Lee Jordan, okay? I'm like a Lee Jordan stan. Is anyone else a Lee Jordan stan? Because I am. The next book I read was a book that I wanted to read just because I wanted to read a short book, because Harry Potter's long chapters, so it took me a little while to get through, and then I read like Rebel, which was pretty thick, and Akata, which was pretty thick as well, so I wanted to read a shorter book. So I picked up this kid's book that I hadn't read yet, but I owned. It's called The Steps, and it's by Rachel Cohn? I don't know. I gave this book 1 star. I really hated this book. The main character was so insanely frustrating, and also I don't like this. Hi, Hermione. Also, I don't like the cover, because literally in the first few chapters it says she has more curly hair than her stepsister, and I was like, this girl on the cover has super straight hair. But anyways, The Steps is a children's book that is fairly short. It's about this girl who, her parents split, and her dad moved to Australia with his new wife, and they had kids, and she's going to Australia to go see her dad and her stepfamily, but she's really not looking forward to it, and she's just all around mad, and she's like determined to hate them. And yeah, it's just a little bit of a frustrating book, if I'm being honest. I felt like the main character was really like snobby and bratty, and like, the thing is, I don't like to use that word a lot because I understand that the divorces are hard on kids, but I just could not stand the main character at all. So yeah, that was a 1 star read for me. The final book that I finished reading this month is The Sound of Stars. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the author's name off the top of my head. I got it from NetGalley and I got it as an ARC, but I unfortunately did not get around to reading it until this month. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I have a review of it up on Goodreads, a very detailed review. It has tons of LGBTQ plus representation in it, and you know I love that. And it's like the 5th wave, but with LGBTQ plus representation in it, and it is just spectacular. And the main character is demisexual or asexual. She doesn't really use labels that much, and she's also either biromantic or panromantic. So I was like, yes, she's amazing. It's such a good book. You should read it. The first 20% is a little rough and not my favorite, but if you can push through the first 20%, it'll be amazing, I promise you. And the book that I'm currently reading that I started this month but didn't finish this month is Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. I'm currently this far in, but by the time that I upload this video, I'll probably be farther in. I'm reading this because my best friend has been trying to get me to read it for a while. I avoided this book like the plague for years because when I first got social media, Twilight fans and Harry Potter fans would fight with each other, and I know that that is so insanely stupid, but that was the reason why I haven't read it. Also, I saw the clip of, you nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's been going around on Twitter for a while, and I was like, that looks so insanely stupid. But my friend liked this book, so hopefully I'll like it. And so far, it's not as bad as I thought it would be, but I'm not liking the romance so far, because I thought it was gonna be a love triangle, but it feels like insta-love. Like, where is Jacob? I thought there was this werewolf named Jacob in this book. Where is he? I'm like 68 pages in and I haven't even met him. Where's Jacob? You know, it's weird. Anyways, those are the books that I read in June and the book that I started. And now let me go run around my apartment and find the books that I bought this month. Okay, I think I got all the books. So I'm gonna be starting with my physical books and then my ebooks. And I didn't pay for the ebooks. So the ebooks that I got were from NetGalley, so they're ARCs, or I got some in a giveaway. So yeah, that's really exciting that I won a giveaway. I suck at responding to messages though, so she messaged me like 24 hours after I won and was like, did you get my message? And I was like, my anxiety, oh my gosh. I have such bad anxiety about sending messages. I don't know why. Also, my cat wanted to say hi. She's so pretty. Okay, go play. So the first book that I got this month is one that I've already shown in this video, which is Twilight. I bought Twilight this month from Barnes & Noble. I wish it were cheaper, and like I sort of regret not going to Goodwill and looking for it, because whenever I go to Goodwill there's always like the whole Twilight series there for like 99 cents for each book, so I should have just done that, but I wasn't thinking. So this was $16.99, and I have the Barnes & Noble membership, so it was probably a little cheaper than that. I'll just do all my Barnes & Noble books next. Maybe that's a good group. Barnes & Noble first. The next book I got is The Black Flamingo by Dean Attah. This one looks amazing. It has LGBTQ plus representation in it, and it's written in verse, which is something that I used to hate. But since reading Brown Girl Dreaming and really enjoying that, I'm like, I think I want to read more with verse. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one, hopefully really soon. The next book I got is by Jacqueline Woodson, who is one of my new favorite authors. I read Brown Girl Dreaming and I absolutely loved it. And this book is called If You Come Softly. This is a romance. It is very short, but it seems really good, so that's why I got it. This was $7.99, but since it was from Barnes & Noble again, it was cheaper. Also, the Black Flamingo was, what is it? Oh, there we go. It was $18.99. Oh, and before I forget, look at that beauty. I love, love, love when books have a pretty, what's it called, naked cover, under the jacket cover? I don't know what it's called, but I love it when it's pretty under their jacket. The final book I got from Barnes & Noble, I'm not sure if I got on like May 31st or June 1st, but I got it somewhere around there. And that is A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahira Mafi. I've heard good things about this book, so I'm really looking forward to reading it. This was $10.99, but again, I have the Barnes & Noble membership thing. I have 3 more physical books. The first one is Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky by Kwame Mabalia. I probably butchered their name and I'm so sorry about that. Tristan Strong just seems really good, and I really like Rick Riordan's books. Well, I've only read like the Percy Jackson series plus the first King Chronicles, and I really like his books, and I really liked the other Rick Riordan Presents book that I read, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one. It's thicker than I thought it would be. I'm not going to be sharing the price of this because it was on sale, and I got a new like insurance thing for my apartment, and then the insurance company emailed me and was like, if you make an online account you can get a $10 Amazon gift card, and I was like, why would I not make an online account? So I did that and I got the $10 Amazon gift card, and since this book was on sale, I got this book essentially for free, so that's really fun. The next book I got is A Song Below Water by Bethany C. Morrow. I just really love the cover of this book, and I think it's about mermaids. And I haven't really read a book about mermaids, and I really want to read a book about mermaids, so that's partly why I got it. And I also got it because I've seen a lot of people posting about it online, and it just seems really good, and I partly got it because of the hype, so hopefully it lives up to my expectations. It's pretty short, so I'll probably be reading it soon. But of course I see that, and I also have to read all my NetGalley books because I'm a little behind on my NetGalley books, like really behind on my NetGalley books, so I don't know. I'll just see what happens. The next book I got is Akata Warrior, and I got this from, I think the bookshop is called Nooks and Crannies, and this book is by Nandi Okafor. This is the sequel to Akata Witch. This is so much thicker than Akata Witch, so yeah, I'm just really excited for this because I loved Akata Witch, so I'm hoping that this one will be just as amazing. Now on to the ebooks that I got. So again, NetGalley and a giveaway. I'll start with the NetGalley books because that requires me to log into NetGalley. Can I also just say I've read 3 books off of NetGalley so far, and I haven't found any bad eggs. They're all really good books that I've read so far. Okay, so the arcs that I got are, whenever I see the title of this, I always think Dajin, but I think it's just Jin, and it's by Sang Chroma. The publication date was March 20th, but somehow they still have the arcs available on NetGalley, and it was like one that was available immediately, so I thought it just looked interesting. I might as well give it a go. The next book I got is A Curse of Ash and Embers by Joe Spurrier. I loved the cover of this one, and I read the description. It seemed really interesting, so I requested it. The publication date for this one is November 3rd, which is my birthday. It's coming out on my birthday this year. Hopefully I really enjoy it. The final book that I got off of NetGalley is The Acceptance by Ramona Finn. This book's publication date was June 12th, and similar to Jin, this book was available immediately for download, so that's why I got it, and also it sounded pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm excited to read all 3 of those, and hopefully they are just as amazing as the other NetGalley books that I've read. So now I'm gonna head over to Goodreads. I have my laptop here. I finally stood up and got it, and I'm gonna tell you the books that I wanted to give away because I won 3 books. So while this page is loading, I want to say that I'm in a book group called, well, it's sort of like an author street team support team book group thing. I don't know how to describe it, and it's for the author Danielle Rose. I followed her on Instagram, and then I found out about her Facebook group, so I joined the Facebook group, and she has authors come in and they host giveaways and do little fun chat things with everyone in the group. So there was this author in there and she was doing that, and I have been trying not to enter giveaways as much because, let's be honest, I suck at responding to messages, and giveaways require you to respond back and be like, here's my address or here's my email address or whatever they require. But I just like spur of the moment decided to enter this contest and I won. The books that I got are 3 books in a series, and the books are The First Wave, The Legacy, and The First Spell. Those might be out of order, I don't know. And they are by Lana Melian. They seem really interesting, and I like how she's describing that the reason they were so short is that they're as short as like a Netflix episode. So I thought that was sort of a really fun idea, so that it's like you're reading an episode of a series with each novella instead of reading a full-length novel. It just sounded really interesting, so yeah, I entered the giveaway and I won. That is all for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to me if you haven't already. I'll be linking all my other social media down in the description below, including my Goodreads page. I post most of my reviews there. Until next time, bye!